Good afternoon, guys. This is Mike with Russell from CTI, and CTI has been gracious enough to force their employees to stay after booth teardown to tell us about their services. So I was about to give us a little bit about CTI, and then what new stuff you have going on.
So, hey, I'm Russ, and here at CTI, most of you probably know us as a hardware distributor or for IPTV, but we also have carrier and enterprise services, which this year for those services we've introduced Sandvine to the WISP market, and we also have IPTV. So first I'm going to talk a little bit about the Sandvine policy control platform. What it allows us to do is it allows us to shape traffic in such a way that you can ensure that your customers are getting the best quality of experience. So to do that, what we do is we use deep packet inspection, and we intercept that traffic on the edge, and we're able to tell using different methods what type of traffic it is, and we're also able to tell where it goes. So in doing so, we qualify that type of traffic based on real-time communications, real-time entertainment, and then web browsing and bulk file transfer. And then even from within those, you'll be able to see what type of traffic it is even within that. So right here behind us, we kind of have an active instance of Sandvine here at the show this week that's running. All of our Wi-Fi traffic here at the show is running through. In doing so, you're able to see that right now, real-time entertainment is our largest downstream type of traffic. It's the blue one. You can look at web browsing being our second, and then from there we have email being the third largest type of traffic. You can actually drill down from there, and you can see, like in this case, the largest user is HLS streaming. So, and then we have some Facebook video as well. The other kind of cool part about that is you can drill down even farther, and you can tell that what subscriber, or in this case, what IP address those things go to. On Sunday, when we started running this here on the network, one of the things we noticed was the largest utilization of bandwidth came from Microsoft updates. And so first thing we did is we put a shaper on the network that limited that to 500K. And so throughout the show this week, when we had that shaper in place, we never peaked above 40 meg of traffic. But once we removed that shaper yesterday, we started spiking all the way up to 120 meg of traffic. So it's kind of interesting to see the effect that can have on an overall network. You can do things like you can shape that traffic based on time of day, things like that. It's also, using the Sandvine platform, you're able to see and be aware of things that are happening on your network. Say if you've got some down modulation on one of your backhauls or something like that, it'll be able to detect that you're having some latency issues and things like that, and then it can shape your overall traffic within that. So here this week, what we did is we originally set everybody up at 3x3, and then the shaping took place within each one of those based on that. And then we increased that yesterday to 10x10 just because we weren't utilizing all of our traffic. And the only way we were able to do that is by shaping the traffic.
Sure.
So, it's you can set it up to do alerts. You can set it up to do all kinds of other things that are beneficial to you. Say if you have somebody that's violating DMCA or whatever, you can put splash screens up that they have to signify that, hey, I received your notice. So it can be very utilitarian in that way.
Okay. Yeah. And so this product seems an awful lot like another company that's kind of made a big splash in the WISP space in the past few years. But for those that don't know, Sandvine's been around a very long time. I'm thinking 10 years plus. They're being run on Comcast network, other huge operators.
Right.
So
very big in the cellular market. And throughout the world, there are 160 plus users of it right now, and in all over the world. And the big thing for us is we're running it, and we're really pushing it on virtualized hardware. So we give you the server specs, and as long as that meets it, we'll run 3 VMs on it, and we're able to inspect it and force that traffic shaping on the edge, basically allowing you to open up everything else and not worry about doing that elsewhere on your network.
Okay. I remember some of those Sandvine reports I've seen before, where it's this BitTorrent makes up 3/4 of the internet, but now it's Netflix makes up a third of the internet.
And it does, and we release that report. Sandvine releases that report usually at least twice a year, and it's the state of the internet. And it does. It talks about the changes and the alterations of what's going on the internet as a whole. And one of the other really awesome things is most of the users of Sandvine also participate by providing information throughout the year. If there's new apps and things like that, they actually are really responsive to providing signatures and things of that nature, so you can help shape that, but still remain within your fair use and the FCC guidelines for that.
Okay. Yeah. Just escaped me what I was going to say about that, but so then with being as though that Sandvine is perhaps best well known for the largest of carriers. I guess the nice thing about this is that if you walk away from your computer, it'll shut it off so that people walking on past can't snoop on your information. But although apparently a bit of a pain in the butt for a demonstration. So then Sandvine traditionally has been on a very large scale is where they've focused. WISPs are at the complete opposite end of that scale. Has Sandvine kind of changed their model, or has CTI done something to kind of help bring that down to reasonableness for us?
It's a combination. Sandvine really they saw a need, and so did CTI, and we want to help better serve the WISP industry in general. And that's one of the reasons that we partnered with Sandvine is we know that as operators there's what is it? Hey, first call you're going to get is man, I'm buffering all the time, or you're going to get, man, my audio stinks on my phone, or what have you. And these are ways that better help you utilize what you already have in place, so that if you need to spend more money on upgrading, backhauls or radios or whatever you need to do, you can do that and still ensure that everybody has a good quality of experience. Because I think the key to all of us is we want to provide great service.
Sure. Okay. Earlier you mentioned 3 VMs to run this on. So then it is an on-premise solution. It's not a hosted thing.
Correct.
Okay.
And so it's proven to be very robust. Most of the hardware. We're talking some of the basic Dell single-use servers with the Intel NICs, can inspect 10 gig of traffic with no problem.
Okay.
And we've started out with some packaging. Hey, inspecting 2 gig of traffic and up to 10,000 subscribers. So.
Okay. Yeah. So then where does what is it? What's the entry-level setup for WISP? What's the capabilities? What does it cost?
So the entry-level capabilities, it would be able to inspect 2 gig of traffic, up to 10,000 users, and you're looking at between $1,200 and $1,500 to start, depending on what other things we might need to address at that time. And usually what we try to do is we try to get to know your network first before we put any policies in place. That way we can kind of help you better understand what's going on, because we can even let's look at Xbox Live or what have you. One of the things we can do is we can tell the difference between gameplay and updates. So hey, my updates, I want those bottom of the barrel, but when it comes to gameplay, I want that to be prioritized over that without really affecting it. So we can get that granular with it, which is kind of an awesome thing to be able to do.
And then on that 12 to 1500, is that an NRC, an MRC?
That's a monthly reoccurring.
Okay, yeah. I assumed that for the ongoing signature updates that
Right.
there had to be some sort of MRC.
Yeah, no, and that includes all of the updates and everything, of the software as they're released.
Okay. You have much more on the Sandvine type stuff? I think we have that about wrapped up.
No, I think we're good on the Sandvine. Love to talk to people about it. I mean, it's a great tool, and there's a lot of other features and functionalities that you can enable in that package. And it's a great way to benefit your network and be able to manage that stuff from the edge.
Okay.
So you want to talk about IPTV?
Yeah. It looks like the guys that were in front of the IPTV when we started this are still in front of the IPTV. So maybe we'll do some introductions and then see if they walk away before we need to use the TV.
Okay.
Take care, Mike. Hurry up and get in Kansas City.
Sure will. But okay, so I guess tell us a bit about the IPTV product.
Okay, so Convergence has partnered with Realchoice, and what we're doing is we bought a true IPTV solution to market. What we're able to do is we have about 120 national channels, the CNNs, Fox News, ESPN, channels like that, as well as we have been coordinating agreements to be able to provide the local channels. Currently runs on a Roku box. It'll also run on a Roku TV. And in the first quarter of 2017, we'll have all the iDevices, the Apple TV, iOS will be supported as well. And we like to say that it's like a lot of the other offerings, except for the only thing we're missing is on-demand or pay-per-view.
Okay.
But it really, there's a low cost of entry, starting at $2,500, and then we have 3 different plans that are geared toward individual users, and pricing starting in the $40 range and then going up to $80+, depending on what package you choose.
Sure.
We have DVR storage as well as pause and rewind, which really is something that that has taken some time to kind of get where we wanted it to be. And we also have a fully functional guide. So who wants to have to do that? One of the other cool features is locals are built into it, so you don't have to exit out of the Realchoice app to be able to go somewhere else to get to your local channels.
Okay. Yeah. And then does this need me to change my network in any way, or is it just
really the only
thing
that we require, just legality-wise, is we have to have a peering connection with you. So we need to be able to peer with you to provide that, because everything has to reside on your network.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Then on those iDevices and whatnot, do those still then work when you go out of the house, or is it only?
It's only when you have IP address that's really tied to your network, and that's why. That's just because of the legality of how they have it. We hope to change that in the next year, but right now that was the way we were able to get that achieved.
Yeah, it's for the audience that may not know, IPTV hasn't been a technical problem. It's been a licensing legality problem. Those big content guys are so afraid of their shadow that they won't let anything else happen, and that's why it takes so long for technology to propagate to that space. The operators, be it even Comcast and DirecTV have been restricted in what they can do by those big guys.
Right. That they definitely have, and so we've gone in and it's taken us a year to get all those negotiated, and and then we've started to contact all of the local networks as well, so that we can provide those in your local market, and that's how it would be dictated. It's really by your local market, and it's robust. You're looking at 1080 resolution, and it's really proven to be great and really been kind of a a popular item at the show this year. And you don't have to go build out a $500,000 head end or any of that other type of stuff. So it really is very flexible in what it can do.
Sure. Yeah. And then is it a multicast session? Is it all unicast?
No, it's a unicast session, and there's some technical reasons behind that, and maybe at some point we'll be able to do that. The way we have it set up right now is, that initial pricing includes you being able to do it up to, on 3 devices simultaneously. One of the other things that you really could do as an operator is you can use that as a value add, price that however you needed to. Sure. So, there's some benefit in that as well.
Sure. Yeah.
And when you look at the other people in the market, you look at, they're going to charge you more for HD. They're going to charge you more for extra boxes. So you could do what you need to with that and charge accordingly.
Okay. Yeah. Just from someone who has looked into building these IPTV platforms before and seeing what was involved in building a $2 million Microsoft head end. Which at the time I think was the premium way of going, obviously at the price. There was a component for those local channels, but you had mentioned that you handle that, but surely you're not, you don't have receive sites in every market. So if somebody in the middle of God knows where wants your service.
So the way we have that worked out is there's a couple different ways. Some of them we have, in some markets we may have a digital feed. In other markets we may have to take an over-the-air filter, over-the-air feed, and then we bring that back through and put it across the network so that it's done, within our contractual obligations.
Okay. Yeah. I imagine that with as wide a geography as our audience is, we're bound to find parts that don't work.
I'm sure there may be some that don't work, but we've done really well so far with the places that we've anticipated going to and that we've tried to go to. So,
it looks like we still have an audience in front of the demonstration TV.
So here, give me a second. I'll get no.
But so then, I guess kind of paints a picture. It's a Roku box. Does it have a very Roku-like interface?
So the Roku box, basically, the Realchoice app actually resides on the Roku box. So it is truly an app. So you're not regulated the same way that a cable company would be. So, which has proven to be very beneficial. So because then you don't have to worry about that as a provider. Hey, I don't want to be a cable company. Well, that's we'd say to verify that on your end, but our legal guidance was, hey, it's an app, so you're not regulated in that same way.
Okay. I could probably wraps up about all the questions we have.
Awesome. Love to talk to people about the two products. Here at Convergence, we're glad to bring it to the market. We know these are two things that have been that can be beneficial to all the providers. It gives you a way to be able to say, look, I do offer a voice, and things of that nature. So
sure. All right. Well, thank you for your time today.
Yeah. Thank you guys.
Talk to you later.
Yep.